Hi, we're pleased to assist you with this presentation. This system combines simplicity and performance.
First, please click on this link to enter your username and password. Please note that you may, at any time, change your password for a new one. Click Go. You are now entering the database.
This box will only open on your initial login. Its purpose is to allow the user to explore and modify their profile so as to fully benefit from the database.
Click on OK button.
The left column allows you to modify, among other things, your email, your language, your username, and password. You will also find information relevant to account renewals, as well as previous logins. The center column is very important. It allows you to determine the type of projects you are most interested in. These projects will then appear in your inbox. It is important to reflect upon it. We will proceed for now, and return here later.
Start here by selecting the provinces you are interested in.
Please note that by clicking on the small triangles, you can access regional descriptions for each province.
Then, select a sector of interest to you. And scroll down.
Next, and probably most importantly, select the 5 main categories and subcategories that are compatible with your professional activities. The industrial category. Please note the abundance of subcategories. The commercial category. The institutional category. The residential category. And, scrolling down, you'll see the civil category.
Note that this category is not limited to infrastructures, bridges, and roads. There are also environmental projects, municipal garage, and public transportation, which includes bus or train stations and airports. Category 5J includes pipelines and electricity transmission lines. Be aware, however, that dams and electricity production are filed under the industrial category.
Next, select the type of projects that interest you, as well as the disciplines.
We suggest that you to select every discipline connected to your field of business.
Also select the size of the project.
We suggest that you also select the Not Available option, as many projects do not specify the amount of investments.
Finally, the stage, which is the advancement status at time of publishing. The column on the right allows you to set your preferences.
We recommend selecting the Email Notifications Alert option. This option notifies you in 2 different ways. It notifies you when new projects are posted. It also notifies you when your favorite projects are updated. Check the notification alert box to activate it.
The alert will be sent to the email address shown in the left-hand column. The other parameters allow you to select the information columns you wish to display, as well as display preferences. You can always return to the previous screen and refine your choices.
At this point, it is very important to save your modifications before proceeding to the next screen. You can use either of the 3 save buttons provided. Now, let's go to Inbox.
You are now in the project inbox, the system score. From now on, you will be redirected here when you enter your password. You can always access your profile by clicking on My Profile. The time box indicates 7 days, and that 725 projects matching your profile have been published or updated during the last 7 days. The quantity of projects listed in brackets depends on your profile, and on the period selected.
Okay, let's click on the button to view the available options. These are your available options.
For example, select Since Last Visit. The system will remember this selection for next logins. Users generally select the Since Last Visit option so as to view new projects listed since their last login, rather than the whole list.
Note that the preceding login does not take into account previous logins made on the same day, if there were repeated logins, of course. Thus, each successive login made on the same day will allow you to view the same projects as were listed at the previous login.
For the needs of this presentation, select All Projects. The total number of projects listed depends on the period selected with your subscription. Projects published before that period are not shown here. Nonetheless, if a previously published project is updated, it will show up in your list of projects. The title line column can be used to sort projects in the order of choice.
One click will list the projects in ascending order. 2 clicks will list the projects in descending order. The active column title is colored in orange.
This is a very powerful function of the system, filters. The line immediately beneath the title line is comprised of active filters. 2 types of filters are available. First, predetermined selection filters. Second, filters that allow data entry.
First, let's have a look at predetermined selection filters. These include a scrolling menu. For example, let's choose projects from the private sector only. Click on the small arrow.
Select Private. Then, click on Go.
Now, you will only be able to view projects coming from the private sector.
The number of projects appearing here does not include projects that have been filtered using active filters. To see the total number of projects, look down at the bottom of the screen. The number of projects listed here, on the other hand, takes active filters into account. In this example, the number of projects listed represents the total number of private projects within the selected provinces.
Now, go to the top of the screen and try the second type of filter.
Filters that allow data entry. These are like the ones featured in Windows 7 or Windows Vista, where a blank box is provided for you to enter information pertaining to the data you are searching for. For instance, if you are searching for projects that already list an architect, just enter the word architect now. Click on Go.
You may combine filters in an unlimited number of columns simultaneously. Here, using filters, we have chosen all projects in Canada within the selected provinces that include the word architect. You can therefore select anything you choose, whether it be the restaurants of Ottawa, or new sawmill constructions in the Thompson-Okanagan region.
Now, let's have a look further down the screen at the number of projects the filters allow us to access. According to this, we can now access 6,935 projects. Now, let's look for Walmart projects within the selected provinces. There are 160.
Move the cursor to the right to view the available columns in your inbox. Then come back to the upper, left-hand corner of the screen.
Now, suppose that you are interested in one particular project. You can click on it to view its description or mark it to be moved into your favorites box. Let's try this last option. Let's start by selecting some projects. You then decide to move them to your favorites box. Note the other options. You could erase the projects from your personal database. Fortunately, erased projects can easily be retrieved. This is where projects can be transferred to your favorites box. Click on Apply button.
Now, let's enter your favorites box.
The projects that were here are no longer visible in your inbox. Only the most important projects you were interested in are listed here, those you are following up on with the purpose of obtaining a contract. Here, in your favorites box, is your gold mine. In this box, there are 4 new customized data columns allowing you to plan a follow-up of your projects. That information can be modified by simply clicking on a selected project.
Let's click on the project to view its content.
The upper portion of the screen features the interactive part of the system. You can modify this information to follow up your project as needed. The lower section of the screen features project information, as it would if we had clicked on it in your inbox. Now, let's enlarge this section to view all the options. This type of data is what is most commonly seen in projects, depending on the current status of the project. A pre-study project is less detailed than one in progress. You will often find information on other professional services, like engineers and other consultants. First, let's modify the project priority by clicking here.
Select 1, Red.
Then, modify the representative field, featuring the representative, whose name is associated with this project. Add personal notes. Once you've submitted a bid on this project, click this box.
Before you leave this window, it is very important to save your data. To do this, simply click on Save. You can locate most of the projects on a geographic map provided by Google Maps. Simply click on the identified link. The geographic map appears.
You can also try the satellite view.
The satellite view appears.
You now need to exit to return to CCD Online.
You can also move about between projects in your favorites box by clicking on this green arrow.
You can print the project by clicking here. These buttons allow you to move to inbox, return the project to your inbox, delete this project, remove the project to a retrievable garbage bin. From your inbox, you can select erased projects and restore them. Note that the big star near the top of a project page indicates that this project is a favorite and is listed in your favorites box. Note that you'll find the project wherever it was transferred. If it was moved from your inbox to your favorites box, it will no longer appear in your inbox. It will appear in one location only.
Now, close this window and return to your favorites box.
You can view your personal data, as listed in the general screen. Notice the little red ball to the left of the screen. It identifies the project as a priority 1. In this case, the representative's name is Mike, and since this project has been so identified, it means that you have already submitted a bid on it. However, the project requires a follow-up date, so simply return to the text of the project by clicking on the blue underlined text. Click on the desired or assigned follow-up date. Today's date appears in black on the calendar.
Take care to save the file. Then, click on the Close button.
Once back in your favorites box, you'll be able to see the follow-up date. Sorting projects by follow-up dates makes it easy to perform an effective follow-up of your projects for any given date. You can now benefit from our efficient projects interactive managing system.
So, let's now return to your inbox.
The work method we propose is comprised of 3 easy steps. First, read the projects found in your inbox. Second, transfer the projects you are interested in to your favorites box. Third, erase all other projects. Every time you go to your inbox, in opening a new session, make sure that the box in the upper right-hand corner indicates since last visit. This will ensure that obsolete project listings are removed on a regular basis, allowing the system to remain relatively light. You'll conserve only your favorite projects in your favorites box, those we intend to follow up on.
As concerns your work method, experiment for yourself, and adjust your profile as required.
For example, if you wish to erase the remaining projects, just click on the orange shield marker. This will select all of the projects on the current page. Then, select Delete from the scrolling menu. Then, click on the Apply button.
The projects will disappear and be effectively erased, though you can easily retrieve them if required. Remember to be careful. In this particular case, you did not erase all of the projects. If you remember, you activated some interactive filters. You were not working on all of the projects, some being excluded by the selected filters. It is important to reset the required filters by clicking on Delete Filters or Clear Filters, otherwise you will think you have lost your projects.
In resetting your filters, all of the other projects which you ignored, those not erased or transferred to your favorites box, will reappear. You can erase them all, as required. For now, let's see what happened with the projects you erased by clicking on Deleted.
This is the deleted box. From here, you can move selected projects to any other boxes normally used, inbox or favorites.
Now, return to your inbox, and close the session. Once the session has been closed, the CCD Canada main web page will pop up. Finally, for additional information, we suggest you visit the FAQ, Frequently Asked Questions section of this website.
Thank you, and have a nice day.